When he got there, he said, okay, let's do a little jog. So I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna just jog easy. Like, let's just go for a little 400 meter, one jog around the lap. And next thing I know, this dude just takes off. In this video, I'm gonna share something for everybody, whether you're training for fitness, whether you're training for track, or even if you're not interested in sprinting at all, there's something to take away from this for everybody. So of course, not everyone from Jamaica is a beast sprinter, but I'm waiting for this to pass. Sorry, we're in New York City right now, we're on the ferry, and there's a lot of noise. Fitz ran for Jamaica when he was 17, and he does have a ton of experience, so there's a lot to learn in this video. Stay tuned to find out exactly what that is. Day one of the first things he told me was, all right, we're gonna run 400s, 200s, and 100s, check our time and set a baseline. And for me, honestly, I barely ever time myself. I don't train for competition. In high school, there's no track team, at least to my knowledge. So this is one of the few times where I've been able to actually train with a very high level sprinter who has way more experience than I do. And I realized how important it is to time yourself, even if you don't plan on competing or running in track. And the reason why that is because like anything else, if you can track it, you can make progress. And as you make progress, you get more excited about the actual training. This is a thing I learned early on when I began lifting in the gym. I'm adding weight little by little, week by week, and just that little bit of progress made me so excited to come back and train more. Even though I wasn't training for Mr. Olympia, and even though I wasn't lifting crazy amounts of weight, that early amounts of progress made me excited to come back and train. And I'm realizing that with sprinting, it's the same thing. Even if you don't plan on training for a specific competition, just timing yourself and seeing that progression is something to keep you accountable and excited about your training. So another big lesson was about warming up effectively. Now I have a whole video on this and I broke my own rules. On day one, I actually got there before him. So I had 30 minutes to train. I was jogging, drills, everything that you see in that video, which you can find in the description. I followed everything to the T. When he got there, he said, okay, let's do a little jog. So I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna just jog easy. Like, let's just go for a little 400 meter, one jog around the lap. And next thing I know, this dude just takes off. And I'm thinking, oh man, we're about to do this. So we end up doing a whole 400 meter sprint around the track, which mentally going into it, I thought we were jogging. But I guess in his head, he was thinking, nah, screw it, let's just go into a sprint. Fortunately, because I had them on warm up, I felt fine, no issues. Obviously, I'm not running at his speed, but I was able to keep up and do my own thing. After that, we went into 200 meter sprints back to back to back. I think we did about 5, went to 100 meter sprints back to back, about 3, timing ourselves to see what our baseline was at. And then we went back to a few 200s to work on technique. And honestly, we did a lot more volume that day than I was expecting. But obviously, I'm not gonna say, yo, no, like I'm gonna take it easy because we're doing this training and we're gonna train. Having that warm up made everything feel easy. But there was one day where I didn't do a proper warm up and I broke my own rules. On day 2, he arrived before us. I didn't want to delay the workout, so I did my quick warm up, did my jog, but I didn't follow everything step by step how I normally would. And because of this, I started having issues. My quad muscle was feeling funny, and over time, it just kept on getting worse and worse and worse. My lack of warming up had honestly impacted my training and my performance for the rest of the week. Honestly, a 10-minute warm-up is not even enough, depending on what you're gonna do. If you're training with someone that's at a higher level, you wanna get a minimum of at least 30 minutes of warming up. For someone that's just recreational, 10 minutes, 15 minutes is fine because you're not gonna be pushing it at 85, 90, and plus effort. So the final thing I learned was how to run the curve, which is something that I've never really focused on too much because I'm not trying to running races or breaking any world records. When you're not doing this and you're running just with no real strategy, it feels like your upper body wants to run straight and your legs are fighting against to go around the curve. Whereas doing this strategy, you feel a big difference right away. It feels like your legs and upper body are working together in sync to bring your body around that curve. And rather than fighting against the momentum, you feel your body using the momentum. And the main thing I learned was that obviously when you're running straight down, you have both hands pumping equally. But when you're running around a curve, there's a big difference. And that is you're gonna pump with the right hand, which is outside of the curve, much bigger and stronger than the left side. I felt a huge difference. I felt that my upper body's momentum was being directed around the curve while my legs were perfectly in sync, working together, slingshotting out, as they say. These are 3 of the biggest lessons I learned from training with Fitz over the past week. If you'd like to see more, subscribe because I got another video coming about what happened in the races that we were training for. And if you found this helpful or interesting, make sure you hit the like button, click here or here to watch more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.